Welcome back to the Grazing Podcast for Robertson Cheatham Farmers Cooperative. Randy and Caroline, how we doing this morning?
Good.
Good.
Got some good rain last night, didn't we?
Yeah, it's a little kind of a messy morning.
Oh, it was nasty last night. I was putting out hay probably 5 o'clock last night, and I was just slopping around in the mud. It almost, the way the ground was holding the water, I would have thought we'd had like 2 inches of rain. We didn't get that much, but it was just this time of year.
Yeah.
This is when it just stays wet for a while, you know. But anyhow, y'all, we're in for a fun treat this morning. We like to talk a lot on here. That's what a podcast is. It's us talking and giving insight, but we're gonna be adding another element this morning. We're gonna be doing some taste testing, if you will. And y'all, I've been excited since last week.
I have not been excited.
You're gonna be excited. You're gonna love it.
Ugh, I don't even. Okay, I'm not gonna say.
You're gonna love it.
Okay.
You're gonna fall in love with it. And
Okay.
again, I've got a multitude of options this morning for you. So it's not just the one thing we talked about. But what we are talking about is milk. We're gonna be taste testing some milk, and not just any milk. This is milk straight off the cow. Not pasteurized, not homogenized. It's untampered.
That's better?
In my humble opinion, Randy, I believe that it is, based on my experience and anecdotal evidence of the benefits of it.
It probably is. It's just not. Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't enjoy milk that way. So we have to do the other things to bring milk to the masses.
Sure.
Right?
Well, are we talking about people that can't tolerate it because of?
I mean, just don't have the ability. I'm not gonna.
Like the tangible ability to go out and milk a cow and access to it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have a cow in the backyard.
For me to get milk,
Sure.
I gotta go to.
I will have a cow in the backyard for meat,
But not milk.
not milk.
So we're from more of a convenience standpoint.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. Well, that's why we need more people to maybe purchase a milk cow, family milk cow, and provide for their neighbor. I don't know. It's just kind of a fun idea. It's gaining in certain.
I could maybe get it from my neighbor.
In certain circles, this is gaining a lot of popularity.
Yeah.
But this is what we're going to talk about today. I actually brought some. Y'all are going to be my guinea pigs taste testing, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. But Randy, I didn't want to single you out for your overalls you got on this morning, but I can't not talk about them.
What do you think?
I think they look great.
Really?
Truly. How do you feel about them?
It's an adjustment, I think, but I can see a future with them.
Oh boy.
You got a pair, Caroline?
These are key.
No,
Which
I don't have
they-
a pair.
I like them. They feel good.
You got those in Ashland City.
Yeah. The store in Ashland City, they had them on the shelf. But I may try, the legs are a little wide. My legs, but I don't know if there's anything wrong with the overalls. My legs are a little skinny, so, maybe it's me, not the overalls.
Well, I've had the same problem. They're more like, they feel really baggy compared to, your normal jeans. I
think I can get used to it. No?
Well, that's the only knock I have on overalls is the pants part down here are awful baggy at times. I've thought about taking them to a tailor and getting them.
So the Carhartts aren't any slimmer?
They're a little bit slimmer, a little bit.
Is there a slim fit overall?
I think that kind of goes against the whole premise of an overall.
Oh, really?
Doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah, I don't think it's like a Wrangler overall. I've never seen anything like that.
a fitted type of overall. I don't think that's the purpose.
But my problem when they get baggy like that, that's when they tear. They
Oh.
get slack in the crotch, and then I'd bend down to get something and they'd rip.
Okay, there are such thing.
Fitted, slim fit.
Oh my gosh.
What do you like about them the most so far? Like, as far as the benefit that you've seen, what have you enjoyed the most about them?
Here, can I
Well, I mean, I've just had them on, maybe couple hours.
Okay, so you hadn't been wearing them all weekend.
Oh, no,
There
You
you
no.
used to.
I'm gonna like these pockets when I figure out.
Can you get your pair of those?
You know, Caroline, that's the bad thing about overalls are trendy right now. Like you can drive to East Nashville
Can you get your
and that's
pair of
what you
these?
see. It really,
All right, I'm probably not gonna do that. What is that?
overalls are trendy right now.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, I'm more of
The traditional
Yeah.
denim
Mhm.
overalls.
I couldn't help it.
I mean, looks is not that important to me. If you couldn't,
It's more functionality.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think it's fun though because you're kind of seeing a pattern here. You know, Peanut always wears overalls.
Yeah.
I switched to overalls probably, I don't know, a year or two ago, and I've been consistently wearing them. And then KW started wearing them,
Yeah.
and now they're gonna see you wearing them, and it's really catching fire here.
Nobody has. Of course, I had my
You had
vest
your
on
vest
over
on.
this morning when I came in.
You need to go walk out there.
Nobody's.
Go on, you're gonna be. They're gonna notice. They're gonna know, and they're gonna like it.
Now Joe hasn't gotten any overalls.
He told me he has a pair.
Does he?
He just hasn't worn them for whatever reason.
It's a.
I need him to wear them.
Well, it's tough. I mean, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to come in here with them. But
my
it'll get easier.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
My comment was, well, they don't look as bad as I thought they were going to.
I think it looks great.
I thought they looked good.
They look comfortable on you.
Yeah.
Like they fit well.
I
They
thought
are
the legs were going
Are
to be
they
a
hot
lot.
in the summer?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can get used to anything.
Yeah.
But in the summertime, I can't typically wear them unless I'm going to be out fencing or something in the woods. But you know, in the hayfield, I don't typically wear them. I got to have shorts on.
Yeah.
But anyhow, this is it's very appropriate for what we're going to be talking about today, y'all. So the raw milk, it's a popular thing nowadays. It's a lot of people are becoming more aware of it. It's in some circles, people are getting family milk cows, and that's what we ended up doing. Jordan came to me last year, and she's like, "I think I want to get a family milk cow," and I wasn't too keen on the idea at first because I knew the commitment. You know, you can have some chickens. Chickens are easy. You know,
Yeah.
you got to provide shelter for them, put out feed and water, and that's easy enough. And with the milk cow, you have to do all that, and they have to be milked. They have
Every
to
day.
every day,
Yep.
at least once every day. So it's a very big commitment. And you know, I thought about it. We finally decided. I was like, you know what, we've got the infrastructure for it. Let's give it a whirl.
Yeah.
She's enthusiastic about it. Let's try it out. If it doesn't work out, we can always resell the cow.
That's right.
And we found a Guernsey cow off a dairy in South Carolina, and met the lady halfway in Knoxville last October. Picked the cow up, brought her home, and that first night, it wasn't looking good. The cow was fine. She was she's halter broke, very docile, but we just didn't know what we were doing. So we got her up in the squeeze chute to milk her, and I hadn't used the squeeze chute in a little bit, and some yellow jackets had built a nest in the chute,
No.
and it was dark by the time I got home, and we were down there trying to milk her, and with these yellow jackets, it was kind of cold. It was October, but they weren't just coming out feisty trying to get us, but they were falling down on the ground, and we were on the ground, and they were stinging us in the legs.
Oh,
and
no.
I was thinking, what have we gotten ourselves into? But over time, you know, she is, I cannot brag on her enough. She's become a pro milker, hand milks every day.
Nice.
And it's been wonderful for us and our family. And I can see, I'm not a scientist. I haven't sat down to do peer-reviewed studies on the benefits, but anecdotally, I've seen the evidence for the benefits of milk straight off the cow for us. Now, we talked about, y'all remember last week we were talking about, not on here, but the A1 versus A2.
Oh, yes.
Have y'all heard about that? Like A2 milk.
Yes.
A2 is a big thing. And what I was telling you was A2, it's easier to digest for the human body. People who are lactose intolerant sometimes can drink A2 milk and have no trouble. So it's just easier for their gut to digest. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. Milk has two types of protein. You have whey. Y'all heard of whey before. W-H-E-Y. And you've got casein. Now, the casein is what we're talking about. Casein, the protein in the milk, it used to be used thousands of years ago whenever we started domesticating animals, and even before they were domesticated, mammalian milk was A2. Somewhere along the way, there was a mutation in that casein where it went from A2 to A1. I don't know the specifics of it as far as genetically how it worked, but people started seeing it when the domestication, mostly of Holsteins for commercial dairies. The milk, the naturally occurring A2, somehow mutated into A1, and that's what a lot of people have trouble digesting. People who are lactose intolerant, they have a lot of trouble with it. So A2 has become this thing, and you see it more in breeds that haven't been domesticated as heavily as a Holstein, like a Jersey, Guernsey, Brown Swiss, Ayrshire, that kind of thing. They're more likely to have the A2 genes.
Now, how do you know? I mean, you just ask the cow? Or...
You got to do a genetic test.
Okay.
And I'm not quite sure. We've got the paperwork on it for our cows where it's been done. But it's
cows? Did you say plural?
Yeah, we've got a couple cows now.
What?
So we had the one last year I just told y'all about.
Okay.
And so the one's not enough. We got to have more. So we
Okay.
found another one in Greenville, Tennessee, and I went up and got her in August. She's dry. We milked her a little bit at first, but we done dried her off now.
Okay.
So we're just milking one currently.
Okay.
Then you go just milk one at a time. Is that the plan?
I don't know yet, Randy. I think we need more.
Oh.
I need more. I'd like to find a truckload of them if I could.
Okay. All right.
But she's hand milking, but we're about to graduate up to more of
Are you going to get an automatic milker?
Well, yes.
Plug them up?
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
That's the plan anyway. But hand milking, I mean, golly. My carpal tunnel comes out when I've tried it, but she can get it done 25 minutes. I mean, she's a pro at it now. But this A2 beta casein is what it's called. It's the most natural to the human body. It's most easily absorbed. And some evidence I've seen for that, I've got a neighbor who's lactose intolerant. He wanted to try some. We gave him a little bit. And he said, it didn't give me any trouble. So I don't know what to make of it. There's something to be said for that.
There you go.
So
now Clint's a milk snob. Is that right?
well, I'm about to really snob it up for y'all because
I
we're
can't
gonna
wait.
all try it together this morning. But before we get into this, people are leery of raw milk, right?
Yeah.
People will drink Mountain Dews and Cokes and beer, but they won't drink raw milk.
Yeah.
Which I find
Hilarious.
interesting.
Yep.
But anyhow, and I understand there's the reluctance at first because, historically, have y'all ever heard of the swill milk scandal?
No.
No.
Well, this was a massive food scandal for its time. This would have been in the late 1800s during the Industrial Revolution, when people were migrating to big cities, working in factories, getting away from agriculture more. Well, places like New York, Chicago, can y'all think of a beverage that was popular back then that people really...
In the 1800s?
Yeah, late 1800s. What was big? Think of...
Should I know this?
Probably not. Think of Bardstown, Kentucky. What do you have a lot of?
Bourbon.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of distilleries. Like spirits, that was a big thing in the Industrial Revolution in these cities. So there was a lot of distilleries, and the leftover mash from these distilleries, they learned they could feed it to cows back then. So they'd have these stables in these cities full of these milk cows, and they'd be feeding them this mash. And from what I've read, the conditions were just horrible for the cattle. The cattle were sickly. A lot of them, they couldn't stand on their own. They'd have to hoist them up somehow or another and milk them. And the mash themselves, they mix other products into it, and the milk that resulted from it, it was called swill milk. And they said thousands of infants died from consuming it back then in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So people caught on and like, this isn't good. So then you had pasteurization come in. Pasteurization was invented in, I think, maybe in the 1840s or 50s by Louis Pasteur. He was a French chemist.
Convenient.
And originally it was for the purpose of beer, I believe. Pasteurization of beer, not for milk, but they saw this problem they had with milk, so they took it and applied it to the milk to sterilize it. And what you do, you heat it up, kills everything in it, pretty much sterilizes it. So for that time, that was a wonderful tool for people who wanted to consume milk. You could make it safe. But nowadays it's the old school industrial revolution. Y'all ever read that book, The Jungle, by Upton Sinclair? You ever heard of it?
No.
It's an old book. I think like the 1920s when it came out, and it documented like the meat packing industry in the United States and the conditions and how just terrible it was. Like people were getting fingers cut off, and it would fall down into the meat and ground into the meat, and just, I mean, rough stuff. So, the conditions for the food industry was much, much different back then than it is today. So in some ways, with the pasteurization, there's a debate right now. Has it outlived its purpose, what it was intended to be created for? I don't know about that. I think there's still an application for it. But when you talk about raw milk now, it's not the same raw milk we're talking about as back then. If you are responsible with it, if you are managing your animals correctly, if your animals are healthy, if you're taking extreme precautions to make sure the milk is handled correctly, from the time it comes out of the cow to whatever the container is catching it to the time you consume it, if you are being diligent in these steps, it can be massively beneficial, I believe. And we've been drinking it for over a year now and had no ill effects from it. In fact, I've always struggled with it. You ever get heartburn, Randy?
Oh, yeah.
I would constantly get heartburn. And I could eat a sandwich and I'd get heartburn after it. A few months after consuming this milk straight off the cow, I noticed one day, I was like, I hadn't had heartburn in a week or two. So I thought to myself, could it be correlated with that? And I can't prove that it was, but my heartburn went away. And once our cow dried up back in the summer and I wasn't really consuming it, it came back. So I don't know what to make of it. People say that we have a gut problem in this country. A lot of the foods that we eat, processed foods, a lot of the medicines we take, antibiotics, terrible for our gut. Because our guts, we got a lot of bacteria in there.
It takes bacteria to make it work.
Yes. So this milk, pasteurized milk has none of that in it. The milk straight off the cow, it's got a lot of good bugs and bacteria.
Full of bugs.
Oh, full of bugs. And by George, y'all are going to be putting some of those bugs in you this morning.
Right.
If you're still agreeable to it.
I can't wait.
Did y'all like my little history lesson?
I
there?
loved it. It was
Really
great.
Little crash course.
I loved it.
Y'all ready to try some?
Okay, yeah. I got my honey bunches of oats here.
You're not just gonna try some,
I
Randy.
mean-
you're gonna mix it with your cereal.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the syrup. And then
I don't even like just milk. I mean, so
maybe it could be like the overalls. You don't know.
until you try 'em.
You might like it and change your life.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's a mason jar, Clint.
We keep it all in glass
Okay.
No glasses.
Why are we shaking it up now? What happened?
to mix
All the bugs.
mix all the bugs and mix the cream back in with it too.
Okay, it'll separate on you.
Yes, milk is also homogenized, and from how I understand that, it takes the fat molecules and renders them very, very small.
Okay, so it doesn't separate.
Yes, All right.
You just homogenized ours there.
Well, I mix it up for
Yeah,
you.
okay.
Well, you're gonna get the full effect. Who wants to try it first?
Give me
We're
a.
gonna try it at the same
No,
time.
I'm not gonna drink out of the jug.
No, pour it out for
Pour
yourself.
me in one of those cups over there.
I'm very skeptical, Clint.
Oh yeah.
Can I smell it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
I just spilled it on. That's okay.
Is it thick?
Oh.
No, that's not bad.
All right.
Oh, did you already try? I was looking away.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, can I watch it again?
Oh my gosh.
What do you think? Can you tell? Are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
a milk drinker in general?
Well, skim.
Okay. I'm nervous.
No, you gonna like it, I think. I mean, I'm fixing to eat me some cereal here. You put a little in my coffee too.
It's not too bad.
It's not bad, is it? I mean,
Oh,
I mean,
at the end.
man, that's good in coffee.
It's
though.
good.
It's good stuff, y'all.
Let me try
It's
some.
good stuff.
Okay. All right.
You're gonna be able to lift the bus after this. You can go out there in the warehouse and you can be the Tomo. You can lift the whole pallet.
Can you hear me crunching? No.
Get a little bit closer. These sound effects, that just
I don't think people want to hear that.
Okay.
What do you think, Caroline?
Okay, so like I said, I don't like milk in general.
How fresh is that, Clint?
That was yesterday morning.
That's fresh. I mean, I didn't know if it's come out this morning or what, but
Yes, that was
It would have been one.
all right, Caroline. Well,
Right.
I think you're gonna be more
Oh yeah.
enthused about this.
I kind of like that.
Well,
I'm surprised.
oh, I'm not. I'm
Well, I
not.
know.
We got a lot of converts, Randy.
I don't think it tastes bad.
Now,
I'm
You're
just
just
not
not
a
a milk
milk
person
drinker.
okay,
No.
this
in
ain't
general.
gonna upset my stomach or something. I mean, I gotta go to the dentist.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
If it does, then
I mean, they're gonna be working on a cavity for about an hour and a half.
if it does, Randy,
It'll be a good podcast story.
yeah, we can come back next week and talk about your experience being at the dentist and having a.
Oh
stomach
my
trouble.
Have you don't have coffee?
So y'all,
No, I poured my leftover in here, but don't pour very much because I'm just gonna take a little sip.
I brought you regular. I brought you chocolate. Now with the chocolate,
Chocolate?
all it is cocoa powder and maple syrup.
Oh, it's not a different cow.
It's not no, it's not a chocolate cow. Same cow, but it's not like the Hershey's syrup you dump
Right,
into
right.
it. It's just cocoa and
A
maple
more
syrup.
natural approach.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
I'm
yes,
ready.
yes.
Don't pour me very much.
I love the glass.
I do too. How many glass jars do you have, Clint?
Oh, probably 80.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
Oh, Caroline, you need more than that. That's enough for a hummingbird.
Now, what are these cows? What's this cow converting into milk?
Well, right now, she's just on.
That's that chocolate milk.
Ooh, now that's good. That's good. I'll take a chocolate jug.
Oh, I should have put that closer to here.
That's good, Clint.
Oh my. Now I know there's gonna be one problem with this.
What?
I mean, it's gonna fatten me up like a Christmas goose, right?
I don't know the fat content, but it's high. It is. It's very high. But
Wait, what about the protein content?
we haven't had it analyzed, but it's going to be high.
You should. You should get it analyzed.
The cool thing about it, y'all, the people say that like it's a superfood, like it's truly alive.
Uh-oh.
As far as the microorganisms that's in it, it's alive. It's alive. So, the benefits of it,
Oh, goodness.
I could go on and on, but I mean, as far as the taste, your palate, how is it agreeing with you?
I like the chocolate milk.
I mean, I like the white one. Really?
You can't
And I'm not a
I
big-
can't judge the white one. I think it tastes.
Chocolate is good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, it is good.
It's good.
I can sit there at night. I'll drink a half gallon of that chocolate milk.
It's good.
And I like the fact that it's just cocoa and
Maple syrup?
maple syrup. That's all
Yeah,
it is.
that's good.
Now, with the kids, sometimes she'll take the kids milking, and they'll take these little.
Okay, do the kids milk?
They
Like
don't
for
milk. They're just playing while
Oh,
she's
okay.
milking. But she'll take these little metal cups, about
Yeah.
yay big,
Yeah.
with her, and she'll milk some of the cups. And she's already got maple syrup in the cups,
Oh.
and they call it sweet milk.
Oh,
And
I love it.
They've got their little sweet milk cups, and they'll sit there and drink it.
No, I'm
and,
not sure about it being warm.
I prefer it cold myself, Randy. But
kids like it?
yeah, the kids when they mix the maple syrup in with it, they love it.
Oh, I love it.
Now, y'all, I got one more surprise.
Uh-oh.
Brought you the regular milk, the chocolate milk, but I also got homemade eggnog from it. I didn't even know she was doing that. She surprised me with it.
Has this eggnog been through Bardstown?
It has not. No liquor in it.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just egg yolks from our chicken, sugar, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
Wow.
Oh, boy. I can't wait. Okay.
Bring it on. I mean, that dentist ain't gonna let me back.
Oh, you shake it, shake it, shake it. There's stuff in the bottom. Like the cinnamon.
Now, what'd you say? What are you feeding them, Clint? I know you put some good co-op food in them cows.
Mm-hmm.
Well, currently, she's just on regular grass hay. Now the pasture that she's in, there's still quite a bit of grass in there. So she's getting some cool season grass, mostly fescue, a little
Oh,
bit
man.
of orchard grass. What do you think?
Oh, man, that's good. Oh,
I
wow.
don't know if I don't think I've tried it yet.
You're going to be sitting there drinking that at night instead of the chocolate milk.
Mm.
That's good.
You like that?
I like that.
So
Well,
do you have chicken? So that's,
Yeah, these are our eggs.
but you don't have any cinnamon.
No cinnamon. I don't even know
No.
what does cinnamon come from.
Cinnamon
It's a tree.
stick.
I don't know. What is? That's a good question. Where
I
does
mean,
cinnamon
it's
come
a.
from?
Hold on. Let's look it up.
Man, that's good.
Well, to answer your question, Randy,
Oh, okay.
she's currently on pasture. Of
It's-
course,
Cinnamon is the inner bark of the Sri Lankan cinnamon.
Sri Lanka. SRILANKA.
Lakan.
It's
Shalom.
a tree. Right.
LAN.
Bark off of a tree.
Bark off a tree. Inner bark of a tree. So get to growing the cinnamon tree.
It's not occurring here though.
No.
does it?
Yeah.
Well,
So does she just eat natural ingredients?
yes. She uses, of course, co-op mineral, but regular grass hay, pasture. Now the thing is the milk cow deal. This has been a learning experience for me. They need supplementation. She is. Our milk cows are different. I mean, the way they're built. They're nothing like a beef cow.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have all this experience
Well, I mean, she
with
don't
beef
get-
cattle, but
She's gonna get less gas mileage when she's milking, right?
She is literally a different animal. They are more. What I've come to learn, they're more fragile. Like you look at her little legs and their bones are very fine. They're not robust like a beef cow. But with her, she's like a pet. I mean, she's so gentle.
Now, what's her name? I can't.
Sassafras.
Okay.
and how old is she? Do we know?
She is. She was on her first lactation when we got her. So she's 3.
Okay.
She's 3 years old now, but we call her Sassy. There's a Three Stooges episode Where, did you ever watch Three Stooges?
Oh yeah, Sunday morning.
They were cavemen. It wasn't Curly, it was Shemp. And Mo and Larry, they're cavemen. And the milkman
Shemp's not my favorite.
Shemp's my favorite.
Really?
Yo, I love Shemp.
Yeah.
Love Shemp. Who's your favorite? Curly?
I think so. Yeah.
I like Curly. I like them all. But the milkman comes by their cave and he's got a Guernsey cow and they're milking and the milk shoots up and hits Shemp in the face. But I watched that as a kid and I never forgot it. And the cow's name in that was Sassafras.
Oh,
So
wow.
I told Jordan, I said, if we're gonna get a cow, I get to pick the breed and I get to name her. So I had
There you
to
go.
dictated those terms.
Yeah.
So that's what happened, and she's more like a pet, but it's been a learning experience with her. Now I will say, hay and pasture alone, it's not enough. She needs supplementation. Interestingly enough, whenever we got her home, we bought a bag of co-op dairy feed,
Mm-hmm.
and she wouldn't eat it. I don't know why. I'm sure whatever
Yeah.
feed ration she was on
Right.
was different, but I said let's get some alfalfa pellets, put that out to her, and she loved it from right off the bat.
There you go.
She always took to it. She performed well on it, and that's what we supplement her with. We give her I'd say she probably weighs about 1,000 pounds, so we try to give her about 10 pounds a day.
Yeah.
And while she's milking, she'll give her 5 pounds. Then I'll go out in the evening and give another 5 pounds. But
So that's like, how much protein is that? That's
well, the pellets that we give, that we purchase from co-op, they're 17%
okay.
protein.
Do you have a
And,
pallet of the stuff at the house? Sits
well,
there.
Well, 10 pounds a day,
Yeah, no, it's not.
well, the
bag lasts a week, right?
kind of how
Almost.
part of it is, I probably getting close to 10 years ago, I started looking into like rotational grazing and managing the pasture differently from how we've done it. And I saw when I started doing it, I saw these massive benefits with the forage base, the soil. The cattle start their conception rates went up, and we'd always keep some freezer beef. So one of those steers, I never set out with the intention of wanting to finish them on grass, but started doing that, and I said, let's, the steer that's out there, let's just keep them on grass. Let's keep them in with the cow herd. And you look at it 2 years, at least 2 years before they're, ready to be processed. So 2 years came and went, and got the steer processed, and I love the results. The way the meat tasted grass finished, I fell in love with it, and it's a different taste compared to a corn finished animal, absolutely. But that's kind of where my head has been the past 10 years, and when I thought about the milk and looked into the benefits, if you're going to have a milk cow, keeping her on a forage-based diet, because alfalfa, that's it's a legume, it's like clover, it's a forage-based product there that I'm supplementing. It's high protein, but it comes from forage. She performed well on it, and when I started looking at the results of it, studies have been shown. You have something called omega-6 and omega-3s, and allegedly these studies show that animals that are on more of a forage, milk animals that are on a forage-based diet, the omega-6 and omega-3s, their intake is perfectly level, nearly perfectly level. When you compare that to an animal that's on some type of grain or that sort of thing, they can get a little bit more out of balance, and that doesn't agree with some people's bodies as well. So, the benefits of it, that's fine, but for me, it's more like a psychological thing. I'm in the mindset of trying to get them finished on grass, and if I can apply that to this milk that we're consuming daily, and we're getting good results, I kind of want to stick with that.
There you go.
And it's fun. Like right now, this time of year, the milk. So we've got, y'all asked me how many jars we have. Probably, 50, but they're mostly half-gallon jars. So they're much bigger than what I brought. This time of year, the milk is, with the Guernseys, they're known as kind of like as a golden hue to the milk when you look at it. And it really is. When you look at it in the fridge, it's kind of golden. last spring, when the spring flush happened and all the grass came out and all the clover, her milk, I mean, it was literally golden, just beautiful. And I thought to myself, it's pretty interesting from the diet perspective of, you really are what you eat. There's a lot of truth in that saying, but with her, I know how her milk is. I know the quality of it this time of year, but when she gets on fresh forage, it's just enhanced that much more. And I'll say, the paddock we keep her in, if someone were to try this and they've got pasture that looks like the top of a pool table, or what do they call that, a golf course green, where it's just, if it's been overgrazed and it's short, it's probably not going to work well. With her, we keep her in about a 30-acre pasture, and she's in there with some weaned calves. But, as far as competition for food, she basically eats whatever she wants. And at night, I'll let her in the hay barn, because we're calf sharing too. She had a calf this past fall, and we've kept the calf on her. We separate them at night. That way her milk builds up overnight and then milk her in the morning. But I'll let them in the hay barn at night, and she's got access to whatever she wants in there.
Right.
And of course, I'll give her alfalfa pellets at night. But to answer your question, Randy, what we supplement with and what we've had really good results out of, alfalfa pellets.
Which mineral you use with it? Do you remember?
678.
Yeah.
It's the supreme mineral. It's got the higher dosage of all the.
I'm sure Sassy appreciates it.
Oh, she loves it. She loves it now.
I need a picture of Sassy.
Sassy is let me see if I can pull a decent one up here. Can you just type cow into your phone?
We could get a picture. We can run her on the video on the.
Yeah, on the.
We're recording, so we're on YouTube now, right?
I think so.
Yep. We got her. Where can they find that? Does anybody know?
I don't know if you go to YouTube and type in Robertson Cheatham Farmers Co-op.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
All right, so this is Sassy and her calf, and then her buddy, the other cow we got. Her name's Lady May.
Lady May.
Sassy's on the left with her calf, and that's Lady May on the right.
How?
And what's funny is they have a kinship together. When I put Sassy out when she was dried up, when I put her out with the cow herd, she isolated herself from the beef cows. When we got this other milk cow,
she gravitated toward.
Oh yeah, they're big buddies. I mean, they stick together. And her calf, she was bred to a Angus bull, so the calf came out black, but the calf is huge. Oh, he's huge.
He's eating good.
He's eating good, and the milk cow they're framier. They're much framier animals. He's very framey looking. But I can't brag enough as far as the alfalfa pellets we've been getting from co-op. They're $22 a bag, so they're not the cheapest thing in the world. But if you have an animal, and I know this is popular with horses too. A lot of people are feeding this to horses. Mm-hmm. If you're looking for more of a grass-finished diet for your animals, I can't brag on it enough. Not to mention, it's a very beautiful bag. It's a paper bag. It's white, got green pictures of alfalfa on it. Yeah. And if you got a wood stove or we burn a fireplace in the winter, with these paper bags, I keep all the bags to start fires with. So it's a multi-use kind of thing here.
But it's interesting that you said that. Did you know that? The people that produce this, of course, it's a dehydrator that they make wood pellets too.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
No, we have some of that in the wood pellets. Do we have some of that in Ashland City?
We do.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if they came from this company.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's a they're dehydrating wood and.
For pellet stoves.
Yeah.
And don't they have these grills now that are?
Yeah, it's a pellet grill.
Yeah.
That's what they're
doing. Yeah.
Well, for the grill and you're talking about a heat stove.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever cooked on one of those pellet grills before?
Mm-hmm.
Is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Get pretty good results.
Mm-hmm.
I've never.
I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
They're in that business as well, but.
It's out in Kansas.
Larned, Kansas.
So as far as Tennessee, we don't have none of this is being produced here. It's being
It's
outsourced.
not. I guess it's closer to where they
The
grow a lot of alfalfa.
We don't grow much here, do we?
But I don't know about the wood, how that works. Well, there's quite a bit. I say quite a bit. I don't know. Comparatively, I guess it's not. But we've got some people growing alfalfa here in Robertson County.
I've always heard it's challenging because it's not like just Kentucky 31 fescue. It has to be tended to. The nutritional needs are much more complex.
Yeah, it's a higher management required. But the guys, once we got some doing a good job with it.
They make some fine hay, and in this case, the pellets. Now we also have an option with cubes.
We do. We keep a alfalfa cube. It comes from Canada, Ontario, Canada, which I thought was interesting.
It is.
Now they cost more than the pellets. I don't understand that completely, and they're a little less protein. They can only get so much protein in that cube, I guess, dehydrating it. But
Well, we were talking about that with the pellets. That's something you're going to want to feed in a trough of some sort. However, with these cubes, and I don't have any experience with the cubes, I'm just assuming that if you've horses, whatever, out in the pasture, and you just want to go out there and sprinkle some on the ground to them, it's a good option.
yeah, I guess the cube would be. You wouldn't waste as much that way.
Right, exactly. But I know I've heard of people that are big fans of the cubes. It's just obviously with the cubes, as far as size, it's going to be much bigger compared to the pellets. But as far as me, with the pellets, I've had really good success. And interestingly enough, for the steers we keep for freezer beef, after the heifers we retain, after we wean them off their mothers, I'll train them on this for the first 30 days after they're weaned, as far as backgrounding them and getting them used to feed. Mm-hmm. And when I say feed, these alfalfa pellets.
Right.
And then after 30 days, I'll turn them back out with the herd. And, they go into that process of, Lord willing, getting them finished on grass. But it's fun to put it out in front of them and watch them, because they love it. They absolutely love it. Just like they do, any other feed source.
Yeah.
But it's fun to feed a product like that it's different. It's a different deal. It smells different. The texture's different compared to normal feed, but we've had really good results out of it for the products we're trying to produce. And I would tell people to absolutely consider it if they're trying to move towards a more forage-based diet for their animals.
Sure.
But $22 a bag, I think that's what it's running right
that's
now.
what the pellets are.
Yeah. Well, y'all, let's move back to the milk for a second. Overall, what do you, Caroline? You're a big fan of the chocolate and the eggnog.
The eggnog's my favorite.
I like all three of them, but I don't know. We'll see where it leads.
Well, the fun thing about it, we were talking about availability. It is becoming more available, I believe. People are more open-minded to it nowadays, but there are some raw milk farms in the state of Tennessee. Now, legally, it's different in every state. Like California, you can buy raw milk in the grocery store. You can't do that here.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I mean, I knew not here, but where did you say California?
California, you can. Yeah, California, and there's one or two others that it's been deemed completely legal for sales. With the state of Tennessee, it's a herd share program, so you have to buy a share of the cow, then you can get the milk. So
Loophole.
yeah, we like those loopholes, don't we? But if you're just drinking it for the fun of it,
there you go.
So I could own a small corner of Sassy.
yes.
Did I get to pick the area?
You can come out and pick which spot. Because she spots, she's orange and white.
Okay.
Excuse me. Pick which spot you want to be yours.
Nice.
I can go with a magic marker and write RS on there.
Okay.
Boom.
I'm gonna consider that.
What's that timer up there say, Randy?
Well, this one says 44, right at 45 minutes.
Right at 45. We covered raw milk for 45 minutes.
There you
I
go.
think that's pretty good.
Yeah, and we even got a taste test.
I appreciate that, Clint.
I've been excited all weekend for y'all to try it out. You think anybody out here want to try some?
Oh yeah.
Probably. I mean, that chocolate milk and eggnog,
The eggnog.
nobody's gonna not like that.
Right.
Oh, it can be
Jordan
addicting.
did wonderful.
Well, you know, she surprised me with the eggnog. I was expecting the chocolate and the regular milk, but
Good stuff.
she always outdoes herself. So, y'all, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun. What do you say we do this again next week?
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all listening. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode. Bye-bye.